you can.
Gentleman's time has expired. Mr. Richmond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. President Trump, on January 28, 2017, you raised your hand, 2015, you raised your hand and swore to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. Now we must preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution from you. Donald Trump once bragged he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. Well, he's shooting holes in our Constitution on Pennsylvania Avenue. We can't let him get away with it. The Constitution was written and signed over 232 years ago. Since then, we have elected 45 presidents. In all that time, only 4 occasions has the House of Representatives considered articles of impeachment. So I do not take this lightly. I take it seriously. I take it very, very seriously. I've heard Republicans say, why are we rushing to judgment? This is not a rush to judgment. It's a rush to justice. And we must not delay. Corruption is corrosive. It eats away like acid. And the longer we wait, the more time we allow for this president to do irreparable damage to our country and our democracy. My Lord, just last week, the president's political crony, Rudy Giuliani, was back at it in Ukraine. Ukraine, continuing to create new conspiracy theories. So please, don't tell us to wait, because the corruption continues. In trying times like this, many people in this room look for guidance in Scripture. Look no further than the story of Esther. Esther summoned the courage to stand up to the king and speak truth to power. Under threat of execution, she refused to hide, saying, if I perish, I perish. She was willing to lose her life to save her people. And some people in this room aren't willing to lose an election to save our democracy. The truth is staring us in our face. President Trump sent roughly $250 million in military aid to Ukraine in 2017. No problem. He sent nearly $300 million in military aid in 2018. No problem. So what was the problem in 2019? He was behind in the polls to Joe Biden. Even Fox News polls showed he was losing. He panicked, and he concocted this outlandish, corrupt conspiracy. He withheld congressionally approved military aid for Ukraine until Ukraine agreed to do him a personal favor. And that personal favor was to announce a bogus investigation against the very person beating him in the polls. You don't need Sherlock Holmes to figure this one out. We have the evidence. The transcript of the call is a crystal clear confession. His chief of staff, co-conspirator, admitted to it in the White House press briefing room. We have hours of testimony from State Department witnesses, confessions, admissions, witnesses, video. We have everything but DNA. What else do you need? You need the courage of Esther. The Constitution does vest the president with certain powers, but not the power to lie, not the power to obstruct, not the power to cheat our democracy, not the power to threaten our national security. There's no question that the president has abused his power. If we allow this, look the other way, say it's just politics, what are we telling other nations about the rule of law? What are we saying about our democracy? What are we showing our children if we cower to a bully with a bully pulpit? During the darkest days of the revolution, Thomas Paine wrote, "These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will in this crisis shrink from the service of their country." To my Republican colleagues, fighting when it's comfortable is easy. Running and hiding is easy, but it doesn't leave a legacy. How do you want to be remembered during this watershed moment in our nation's history? I ask my Republican colleagues, will you stand with President Trump and allow your legacy to be tied to his actions? If the tables were turned, do you think he would stand with you? And let me conclude by reminding the members of this committee, on both sides of the aisle, we each took an oath as well. We solemnly swore that when the time came, we would, and I quote, support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. that we would bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that we take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Members of this committee, members of this House, that time has come. The time has come to be the winter soldier. The time has come to show the courage of Esther, and with that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Ms. Roby.
I've made